So, I was talking to somebody briefly. Was it yesterday or this morning? We were talking about growing up in Western New York and things we used to do for fun. As a kid, before the internet. Come here, Hercules. Before the internet, we used to play outside all the time. So we used to play football, tackle football, at a place called the V, which was a V street that had grass kind of like this, but in a big V shape. We would meet at the V, which was like fucking 100 steps from my house. We would, no. We would, trying to think, we would, play football in the street, touch football. Nintendo was big. I remember I got my Nintendo, I think I was in 5th or 6th grade, and I felt really weird about asking for it because it was $100. You know what I mean? And I just kind of felt like that's a lot of money for a fucking gift. You know what I mean? Especially in, this is before the 90s, for sure. But I kind of felt like my mom pressured me to ask for it because she knew that obviously my brothers were going to play it. She was going to play it. And I remember I came with Mario and Duck Hunt with the gun. And it was pretty cool. We never really had cable. My grandma did. My mom wasn't into that shit. And I'm kind of glad because I got rid of my television in 2008. I don't know what he's doing. But we would throw snowballs at cars. That was pretty, man, we had a blast throwing snowballs at cars. I know it sounds terrible, but we would sit on the corner of, and I'm talking like fucking, like me and like 10 fucking people. It wasn't like just me and leading the group, because I wasn't the ling reader. I wasn't the ling leader. We would throw snowballs at cars. I would hang out with older kids who turned me on to Smashing Pumpkins. Not the band, but literally smashing fucking people's pumpkins. We would do leaf fires. Maybe get into some egging. Nothing real serious like break. Come on. Nothing real serious like, come on, stop. Nothing real serious like fucking like, like breaking people's windows or anything. I mean, we're 12 to 16 years old. Nothing, or 12, I would say anywhere from, we were probably like, I don't know, 6th to 7th grade. Even before that, a little bit before that. And my parents didn't really know what we were up to until the cops started coming. It got to the point where when somebody just had an issue around our area, the cops would just come to my house. Do you know what I mean? So, I remember one time they came and took me and my brother to jail down at Lockport Police Department, 1 Locks Plaza, put him in a cell and put me in a cell. And we had this fucking bitch with her. She had like a blonde hair, right? And then it looked like a rat tail, mullet, like beaver tail of hair in the back. I don't know what. She was the crossing guard at the time, and she was just a real foul-mouthed bitch. So kids and stuff, and nobody liked her. She used to cross us on Pine Street and Price. And we rode, she had like the perfect green lawn, and I rode my bike over her lawn and skidded through it. And she called the police. And that was a little shit. We used to ride our skateboards down that hill, but body surf. We did everything, man, from, but we used to play outside. There was very rarely, unless it was like rainy, and, Western New York, the weather is fucking shitty. You know what I mean? Pretty much all the time, other than the 3 months out of the year. So I remember I would go to Joe Berquist's house and watch movies that I would not be allowed to watch at home, but nothing really fucking crazy. Maybe like Pet Sematary. You know, he had a VCR, and I think they had cable. His mom was really cool. His mom always would say, yeah, I'm gonna invite you over. My boys don't like eating leftovers. And I'm like, she's just a really good cook. But we had a whole street, from where I lived. I had the Brinleys across the street, who were both expert fucking sportsmen and snowball bombers and pumpkin smashers. And the one dude was built like a fucking real big brick shit house. He's still a big dude. He was a good football player. Brian was a good football player. Me, my brother. Then you'd go down. You had Jimmy Ryan, who would play football with. You had Mitch Sinatra, his brother, the Berquist, Verheyen, Jay Symes, Eric Marks, Tabinas, and I'm sure I'm missing a couple people here and there, but you know, there was always a gang of fucking kids to play with, you know what I mean? And you know, you ride your bikes and fuck around, you know. When I was real little, on Ontario streets to go to the community pool a lot, but on the Price Street days, it was, you know, this is before I started playing the guitar. You know, every day was, if it wasn't fun and there was only a couple of us moping around, we might go inside and play Nintendo. I remember the first time one of us found like a Hustler magazine, and first time I ever seen a girl's fucking vagina, and the last time pretty much I remember behind Joe Berquist's garage. And it's just funny, the magic of like alleys and avenues and you know, like side yards and just shit was like, it's not like it is now where you're like trespassing. Back then it's like, it was just a real fucking cool part of your like niche or your neighborhood, you know. And I remember we were like, all right, chill, let's come on. And we're like looking around, and I remember looking at, I can see the girl's face today. She was like a brunette, you know, and I remember looking at her and going, and looking down at her vagina, just seeing this hairy little thing with this thing kind of like, you know, like her, you know, her clitoris or whatever, and going, that's what all the fucking fuss is about? You know? And then I remember my friend Jay, who was older, he would steal people's Playboy magazines while he was doing his paper route, and we would like look at him, and there was a Hustler magazine where they were like doing it doggy style, and I didn't understand, and I still don't understand how you can do a doggy style, because I was like going, well, her thing is in the front, how do you get it through that way? And he was like, oh, it just works, because he didn't know. But I don't know, just thinking about early, I don't know, we were just talking about that early today with a friend on here. Feel free to message me on here or my email, UFOguy51@yahoo. I'm not on Facebook or Messenger anymore. I don't know how to fucking log back into that shit.